majority of rabbits and guinea pigs owner that came to my shops, they have no proper knowledge of cares for their animals, and that's including their diets. So many of them would just give them pellets, which is wrong, and they will cause health issues in the future and even death. So for this type of animal, they're actually adapted to graze on grass all the times. So which means they're a bit different than humans. So I guess that's the reason that they don't understand them, and also they're a bit different than dogs, where they have commercial made food that's can replace their diet. So for guinea pigs and rabbits, they actually doesn't have like feeding hours or so, like we humans would call breakfast, dinner or supper or anything. So because these animals, they just roam around the grassland and feed when they walk around, so they eat all the times non-stop. So their main diet is actually grass. For pets, we use Timothy hay. So if you feed them pellets only, they will cause several health issues. One of them is that they doesn't get enough fiber for their digestions, because their digestive system have been adapted to digest those hard grass, and they need a lot of fiber for it. So without having them access to grass, they will cause infections or maybe diarrhea and so on. And also because it doesn't need to use their they actually have a chin teeth. I call it chin to hind teeth. The teeth are behind there, not the front one. So they have those, and those are like the front one. They grow non-stop, and if it doesn't give them hay, they wouldn't need to use them, and they wouldn't be worn down, and eventually they will grow too long, and the animal would be unable to eat. And also by giving them pellets, and too many of them, they will cause them to have other health issues like the kidney stone, formation of kidney stone. Because that I think we can look at the pellets as a source of vitamins and minerals. So they contain significant amount of magnesium and calcium and vitamins. And if you have too much of calcium, you will cause health issues like kidney stones. So which is why you shouldn't give them too much. Most of the brand, the more reliable brand, they have extra instructions on how many that you should feed in a day. Basically it's around, I guess, if you say for one guinea pig or one proper sized rabbit, one handful per day shouldn't be a problem, should be sufficient. And the Timothy hay should be available for them all the time, so they won't get hungry. And because of the digestive system, they actually have to like feed constantly, very often. So you need to make sure that's hay accessible for them all the times. I also have customers that say that the animal doesn't want to feed on their hay that they have bought. I guess that's mainly because they have adapted to diet that their taste bud to feeding on pellets only, and they have so many pellets available for them, so they wouldn't want to feed on the hay. That can be adjusted by just controlling the pellets feeding. So when they get hungry and there's hay available for them, they won't starve to death. Eventually they will eat them, and you can retrain their diets. So all of the guinea pigs at my shop, they actually doesn't feed on the pellets that much by their own, because they have been adapted or get used to feeding on grass. They have the taste bud adjust to that they love hay only. And also the other reason is that because we live in Malaysia, and most of the hay, I think they came from the United States, so it's quite distant from us. So if you buy those loose ones, they don't come in high quality. They are not that fresh, and also those hays are very thin and have a lot of doesn't have much of leaf. They love the leaf. So and if you bought those branded one, if you bought them in the United States, they are very fresh and good. But because in Malaysia they have to travel quite long distance to come, and they actually have to go through several hands before they reach Malaysia, and that take a lot of time. Actually, a lot more than you imagine. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 9 months to a year before they get to Malaysia. So by that time when they reach to your hand, the hay will be pretty much not green anymore. So that's why it doesn't want to eat it. But with that being said, you can still find some good quality hay in Malaysia. For me, my chinchilla, I feed them momi hay. I think their brand is from the Hong Kong, and they actually they get the sauce from the United States, but they got here pretty fast. They try to distribute them to the Southeast Asia fast as possible. So when they get to Malaysia, most of the time they are still considered pretty greens. I mean, not as greens as those that you can get in the United States, I assume, but it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. When you open, you can still smell the fragrance of the grass. So you should get those. It's a bit expensive than those loose one, but if you consider that how much that they consume, because if you buy the lower quality one, a lot of them they will just throw away, and if you take those into considerations, it's actually the price isn't that much difference at all. So, and also that's their main diet. So you should consider that when you get them for your animals. Is their main diet, not the pellets. There's no use in giving them high quality pellets, but giving them low grass, because the grass actually more important for them than the pellets. So yeah, that's about it. I'm not going to go through a lot of things about the pellets, because if you get those that not the bottom of the line one, not the cheapest one, medium line and above should be sufficient enough for your animals. So I don't see there's anything wrong with that. And yeah, that's basically. Oh yeah, and one more thing extra is this sugar glider, and I find that sugar glider is pretty popular in Malaysia, but many people have no idea of how their diets. Most of them is misinformed that they would give their sugar glider grass or veggie only, which is not true. They actually are omnivores. For a single sugar glider, I guess 1 spoon of worms or insect per day, and half spoon of blended veggie and fruits per day should be enough for them. And you also want to gut load your insects, because they basically contain low calcium, so you want to load them with calcium and minerals before feeding them to your sugar glider. And there are some veggie and fruits that's not good for the sugar glider, but you can look it up online. I'm not going to go through deep with that. So yeah, that's it for today, and have a nice day. Bye! Idea of what I should talk about next, please comment below. And if you're watching that on Facebook, you can click on the link and go to the YouTube and comment on the YouTube, because it's easier for me to track the comment over there. So yeah.